that time of the year. I mulched and mowed all these leaves like a day and a half ago, and now it's worse than it was before I started. It's only really going to get worse because this tree here always drops them first, then this one, and then these upper two in my driveway. But anyway, back on topic. This afternoon we're going right up to the crappie spot and see what we can get on some 2-pound test. I've only got one other rod with some 2-pound test on there, and yeah, I need more than one because of the particular rod, the Daiwa Presso that I use in a lot of my videos. That one is really good with 2 and 4 pound test. 6 pound it just doesn't cast as good, but it being such a noodle, it just works really good with 2 and 4 pound test, like really light. I almost went down to like 1.75 or 1.5 pound test with it, but that's just going a little bit too far. So anyway, we want to do some typical multi-species stuff. So let's get on the road, see what we can catch. Y'all are more than likely getting sick of videos being made at this spot. But the thing is, when I'm trying to make videos, I'm going to go where I know the likelihood of catching fish is higher. And right now, this is one of my most consistent, reliable spots. And fair warning, since it's the fall and it's just going to get colder and colder and colder, best be getting used to seeing some crappie fishing content, because that's going to be the main type of content for the foreseeable future. I just had to delete several pieces of video because of accidentally having some of this racist crap in the backgrounds of my clips, and I ain't allowing that. Oh, the fish are feeding back in here too. I'm probably undergunned because I completely forgot my net too. Oh well. But anyway, crappie are not going to be the main content, but they're going to be one of the main topics because I like me some crappie fishing, and I want to make the type of content that I want. You know, I've been seeing a lot of people so far wanting to see more catfishing stuff, and I would like to make more catfishing type videos, but it's easier said than done. You know, I can go out and try, but catfishing is a lot slower, and as far as keeping a steady schedule, it's not that easy when you're trying to catch catfish, so I stick to this kind of stuff. So anyway, let's get to fishing. Fish. Time you get down here to where I can deal with it, because I wasn't really prepared. Chill out, hombre. First fish of the evening. We ain't got a whole heck of a lot of time, like maybe an hour and a half. Caught it on a bobby garland. Pretty fish. Yeah, I caught it on a little 1/16, yeah, 1/16 Arky sickle head and a pearl white bobby garland, and a setup here with 2-pound test. It's my Daiwa Presso 6.6 ultralight and Revros LTE 1000 with some 2-pound trout SOS. That is not a fish. I kind of expected that too. Did that come loose or did that pop? Yeah, that broke. Well, I guess y'all know what that means. We're retying to a Berkeley Gulp with something a little bit lighter jig head so that we hopefully don't snag as much. Actually, no, we're not going to go to the Berkeley Gulp first. We're going to take a little trout magnet. And this is really what I was planning on doing with this video. And I'll show y'all once I get this thing rigged up. Now, there's several ways that you can tie, or several knots that you can tie for any crappie rig to get more action or more strength out of your line. I just stick with what I know works for me, and that's the clinch knot or improved clinch knot. Most of the time it's the improved, but more often than not, either one will work perfectly fine. Take our tag in, chunk it in our bag so we don't leave trash over here. Now, any trout magnet or crappie magnet bait, they've got these 2 little legs on them. What you can do to get more action out of them, and I've mentioned this in several videos, is take and trim off one of those legs. That way you've got much more action. It's a slimmer profile, which makes it easier for, you know, smaller fish to get the bait down. And another thing that you can do, if you're getting real finicky bites, real short strikes, the upper main body part of these trout magnets, the crappie magnets, is ribbed. So you can cut 1, 2, 3, however many little segments and make your bait smaller. Therefore, you know, enticing them to bite a little bit better. I just barely did feel that monster. Like, you about rivaled the smallest crappie I ever caught before. Dude, chill. Chill, man. Chill out. Yeah, you're pretty dang close. I know you ain't hurt. Get your butt down there. He's a little bit stunned, but he'll be alright. Another thing I failed to mention when I was talking about rigging these things is when you actually rig them on the hook, you can cut the leg where the tail is flapping side to side like an actual swim bait, or let me turn it this way, and it's a lot easier with jigs that ain't got collars on them, or you can rig it to where the tail is flopping up and down. I choose to have it where it's flopping side to side. That way it's just appearing a little more natural. That's a better crappie right there. Again, I'm only using 2-pound test. And this ain't a real big crappie, but I am fishing around a lot of rocks. And this rod is a noodle of an ultralight. So that crappie there is probably around 8, 9 inches. Feels a lot bigger than it actually is with this rod. Like, this Daiwa Presso is a noodle of a rod. So even the smaller fish are going to feel a lot better than they actually are as far as size goes. I kind of want to go to a chartreuse because this water is a little bit dirty, but they're able to see this shad color trout magnet fairly well so far. Fish. This one feels decent compared to, you know, some of them we've caught so far. Wrapped up. I think I'm going to switch up colors because they're not hitting it as often as I figured they would with this chartreuse, or not chartreuse, but shad color. There's another one about 8 or 9 inches. Pretty fish. Thank you for stopping by. Alright. Well, that bite died off really quick. Of course, I did get up here really late, but I'm going to come back up here tomorrow. But anyway, we'll see you then. Alright. We are at the place, and I am going to have a big issue. Light jigs, and we got like 20-mile-per-hour gust. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it plays out. But I'm having to cast my line way up ahead of where I want to be, and one hit it on the fall there. But I'm having to having to cast, like, I'm aiming for this pillar over here, but I'm casting up here just so that I can get my jig to land where I want it. And this goober hit it on the fall. But I'm also having to get my line, as soon as the bait hits the water, having to set my line down in the water to keep it from getting pulled any more than it already is. Well, didn't even feel you bite. I just figured I ran into a snag. Chill. Chill, 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 chill. That's a decent size one. That's probably getting close to 8 or 9 inches. Getting close to that keeper size, which we're not keeping anything. We're just catching. Plus, I wouldn't be doing a catch and cook when this kind of windy anyway, because I don't do catch and cooks in my house. It's just too loud with TV and all that mess, but I haven't felt hardly any of the bites. It's just running into something that feels like a snag. But same setup, 6.6 Daiwa Presso Ultralight, Revros LT 1000 reel, and some 2-pound trout SOS. And anybody that's ever crappie fished knows that trying to present these tiny little baits in higher wind is a nightmare. So we're stepping up to a little 1/32 ounce Eagle Claw swim bait head. I've got plenty of these, so I ain't worried about losing them, but that's what they look like. They're kind of a darter type head. They just work really well with swim baits and pintail style baits. They do have a bait keeper on them, which I don't like. It just tears up the baits more, but they're cheap. It's alright, I reckon. Plus, that little bit of extra weight will help control my bait and this wind. Fish. Not a big one. Another one of these little micro crappies. Chill. Chill, 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 chill. Itty bitty one. Now, these crappie that I'm catching, they're not big enough to pose any kind of problem for 2-pound test. Like, not at all. But the advantage to that 2-pound test, I don't know if I mentioned it in the first part of the video, because this is actually the next day, I think. 2-pound test isn't affected by wind as much. It still is, but not as much. And it falls a little bit faster since it's smaller diameter. Oh, that's a fish. A little bit nicer one too. You know, I do have a net. Well, my net is tangled up. There we go. Net fixed. That's definitely the biggest of the day right there. That's every bit of 11, maybe 12 inch. And I've noticed something. These crappie, even the bigger ones, have been hanging out like real close here. I've caught this like right here in front of me is maybe 1.5 feet deep at most. Like somewhere around that, you know, 18 to 20 inches, give or take. And I've caught several good ones just right here off the bank. But hey, fish is a fish. Oh, that's fish. It's a pretty good one too. Dang, he is a pretty good one. I don't think it's the biggest of the day, but it's gonna be up there. Chill out, homie. I am not in a user-friendly spot. That's another good one. Saying something just broke your tail or something there. It's flat, but another good one. That one's probably, I'd say, about 10 or 11. Dang it. I hate this wind. Like, I'm not feeling these fish bite. It's just the line starts getting tight and the rod starts loading up. It feels like I'm snagging. So I'm setting the hook and just waiting for that jerk from it. Are you fucking serious? First cast after retying, and I snag and break off. After retying from snagging and breaking off. I know I said that I wasn't going to like burn this place out or fish it too hard, but that's a fish. Go figure. I try to make a little piece of a video and the fish interrupted me, which is alright, I reckon. But I know I said in the previous video that I wasn't going to fish this spot too hard, but when you know where they're at in numbers, it's kind of hard to not go there. I've got another spot in mind that I need to check out. It's just I keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I'm honestly kind of waiting on a local to that area to put out a video from there to see what the bank looks like before I make the trip down. There's a fish, finally. It's fighting pretty good. It's not a big fish by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm not lying when I say this Daiwa Presso ultralight, you know, the rod don't want to stay where it's in place, but this Daiwa Presso ultralight, even a, you know, 5-inch bluegill feels good on it. But this thing is, it is a noodle. It feels really good with smaller fish. And I still wish I had got the 6.6, or not the 6. Not a fish. Hey, it came loose. I don't have to expend cuss words and retie. But I still wish I had got the 6 foot or the 5.6, actually the 6 foot, because that would have made it just a tad bit stiffer, not by much. Here's another fish, another micro crappie, another, as I used to call them, a slab donkey. Absoluticus slabdonkeus. I need help. You know, a lot of people kind of poked at me over the last year or so. Hate to tell you, but those ain't slabs. You don't know what you're talking about. The joke's on you. Every crappie is a slab to me. Fish. Itty bitty tiny one. I don't think you're the smallest one I've ever caught, but you're dang sure close. I thought I felt a little tick from one, but I wasn't sure. And dang it, where I'm sitting at on this rock is not exactly user friendly. Beast. That one I felt just a couple teeny tiny little pecks. Like, wasn't even sure, because as you can tell, it's a dead calm, glass smooth water day right now. So it's really hard to notice when I'm getting a bite. I was waiting on that. And that is a little attic needlefish, or as I actually call them, a yellow bass. Not hooked too deep, but yeah, these little yellow bass, you could compare them to, what is his name, Hemi in Over the Hedge, when he gets a hold of a energy drink. Yeah, time slows down when they start fighting. We're not going to give this a whole heck of a lot longer, because we got plenty of fish. I mean, I got plenty of time that I could catch even more, but the more files that I have to deal with, the longer the video is, and the longer it is or takes to edit these videos. And I am trying to kind of experiment with slightly longer videos, like that upper 20-minute, low 30-minute range, because there's a fine line there. Shorter videos have a better chance of being watched from one end to the other, but have less, you know, screen time for ads. And ads are where YouTubers get paid. Long form videos have more time for ads, but are less likely to be watched from one end to the other. Well, that was a pretty dang solid little stop, actually over 2 days, but 2-pound test is fun. A lot of people are afraid to use it because they think it's just way too light for anything. Well, I have to disagree with those people. 2-pound test is a lot stronger than people give it credit for. You know, you definitely have to play your drag out. You know, you want a good drag system if you're going to use ultra light line, because you don't want a drag that's real jerky and sticky and stuff like that, because that'll get you hurt real quick. But down in the description, I'll leave in order of my favorite to least favorite some 2-pound tests, so you can go check them out and, you know, possibly buy some. I'm not affiliated with these brands. They're just some of my favorites and some of the websites that I buy stuff from. Get you some 2-pound tests, go out, catch you a couple of fish, really get used to it, and I about guarantee that it'll be one of your favorite ultralight lines to play around with, especially if you're just wanting to catch 1 or 2 fish or however many for a fish fry dinner. Anyway, check out all the links in the description, especially the top links. Those are my affiliate links. Anytime you buy something through those links, I get a little commission off of that. And on the one, use code CREEK10 at checkout. It also works the same as the affiliate link. I get a little commission whenever somebody uses that code. And for whatever reason, YouTube won't let me put the whole affiliate link for one of the sites there. So it still works. I still get clicks and all that from it. But if you want to support the channel, definitely check out those links and all the other links in the description. Hope you like the video.